Hi, everybody. Hi, Vision Masters out there. This is your host, Robert Stephen Kramars, founder of Intelliversity, and this is your Vision Master podcast. And today, well, it's kind of a good interview because I'm actually interviewing him and he's interviewing me. I want you to meet Bob Holt Friedenthal, who's besides being an ex-Navy veteran, an expert on LinkedIn, which is where we probably are meeting right now. So, Vision Masters, this is Bob Holt Friedenthal. How do you do? Say something, Bob.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I call myself, I'll spell my name first. It's Bob, and then Holt, middle name, Holt, last name Friedenthal, Friedenthal. And I'll give you my contact information. It's phone number 310-736-5787. That's a mobile number. And my email address I typically use is bob@mycity.com. I call myself a LinkedIn junkie because I discovered LinkedIn about 15, 16 years ago, and I became addicted to it. It's a business world, business community. And so I've been following this trail ever since. I've got a staff of people that work on LinkedIn accounts. So anyway, I am so lucky to be interviewing Robert, and
Rob, as for our friends here, Robert Stephen Kramars is my pen name. So
beautiful and fascinating guy, incredibly intelligent. And what we're going to talk about is one of his books, Born to Star, as a starter, and there's some additives to that too. So, Robert, why don't you take over?
Well, didn't you want me to tell him kind of summarize who I am, which led to this book?
Sure, absolutely.
Because now in my career, I'm a VC, venture capital partner, and continue to be an angel investor. And other than that, I'm an author and advisor to Vision Masters, which are another way to say innovative entrepreneurs who crave the secrets for how to scale a company and how to finance a company. Because if you're anything like me, basically, originally somewhat an introvert and an idea person, I didn't start life living in the real world. So, but once all these great ideas started bubbling up, and as Elon Musk kindly points out, he didn't realize when he started out that he had a lot of buzzing of ideas going on in his head and other kids didn't. So that was my experience too. And so later on, as I began to make mistakes in the real world and was less than successful at the very beginning, well, I began to crave the knowledge of how to be successful in the real world when I have innovative ideas that I want to realize. That's your situation. So I have all my life, in addition to making mistakes, sought every possible secret to realize manifest my original ideas in the real world and scale them, and get them funded, which is exactly the situation you find yourself in. And as I said, even though by nature I'm a vision master myself, nowadays, well, the big mistake that I made, and which I continue to make actually, is that I spent it's about 2/3 of my career being some other vision master's second in command. I was the guy that inventor early on came to me. He said, well, I am a great inventor. I have these great ideas, but I don't know how to run a company. And my communication abilities are somewhat limited. I need you to run the company. And I said, yes. And why did I say yes? Because I sought the holy dollar and the glory of being the CEO. So this was satisfying for me. But the problem was I was not expressing my own true nature. And it came to a head when I was asked to run Microsoft sales in the early 80s by Bill Gates. And actually was the first candidate they asked. And I was sitting at dinner with Bill Gates and Paul Allen and declined the offer, which was probably a big mistake too. But considering, but they weren't that big then, so who knew? And Steve Ballmer, who's now worth 70 some $billion, took the job, and he got that seat. But I declined it because I really just didn't want to be yet another second in command, or in this case, third in command, to somebody else that was maybe even more brilliant than I was. And I was tired of that. It's time to do my own thing. And so that's what I've been doing since, but still chasing the holy dollar. And so finally, more recently, I've decided to now make a difference in the world through a legacy by offering what I've learned about scaling a company to you men and women who are now starting out, maybe a little earlier in the process, and crave the knowledge of how to finance and scale a business in the real world so that you can actualize and manifest your great ideas. So that's who I am.
Great stuff. So tell us about your book.
So Born to Star, well, it's actually the story of that issue. So it's a series of stories of billionaires and some not so billionaire vision masters, some of whom succeeded and some of whom failed in realizing their ideas, scaling their ideas. And in some cases, first failed and then succeeded. In some other cases, first succeeded and then failed. But they all, the study of these individuals revealed a secret that only a few authors have written about and acknowledged. And it's largely because the billionaires don't want to give credit to anybody else as to their source of their success. But the secret is revealed in Born to Star.
Okay.
And
and
that's what I want you guys to go out and buy and read and review. It's just now on Amazon.com for the first time. It took about 3 years to develop, 3-4 years. And it's kind of summarizes this really cool secret for what makes Elon Musk successful. It's not what you think, or the later Steve Jobs, and so on, and many others.
You also have courses that you are interested in people.
Yeah, but yeah, go get Born to Star. Now I'm teaching a course right now on story pitching, which is a whole method for vision masters to communicate successfully and gain the trust of investors through telling stories.
Excellent.
And that you can sign up for that on the website in televersity.org after you read Born to Star. It's Born to Star is cheaper, and it's just the best way to get started.
So it's really helping get people vision on where they want to go, right? Isn't that
more like method? I mean, you know where you want to go, but you crave, if you're anything like me, the knowledge, or rather secrets, because it's not just knowledge. You crave the secrets for how to get there. How do you take these ideas out of your head and make them big and scaled in the real world? Make a difference. Not a little difference, a big difference. Why not?
okay? So one you've got your book that you're promoting,
Yeah.
in essence, Born to Star, and the other part is your courses that you have that will help guide people along, right?
Right. And there'll be a course on the Born to Star secret soon, and there'll be a book on story pitching soon. Right now, there's a book on one topic and a course on the other. You should do both.
Excellent.
The place to start is the book.
Yeah.
Born to Star.
Okay. Well,
unless you're right now trying to raise capital, then call me or go to the website and enroll in story pitching, which would be really helpful to you.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that too. So but I don't think we have time for that today. Listen, I think you've gotten the point across of who you are, what you do, what's contemporary now, where people need to be thinking, because we're all kind of struggling with this changed world and this changing economy, and thinking how can we do things better than what we're doing now? And that,
Yeah. It's all about change, because if there was no change, you wouldn't even need your intelligence. You can just do things automatically. So
yeah, very true.
your intelligence is all about adapting.
Yeah. So why don't we do this? Why don't we kind of finish this off? Give us contact information for the listening audience and etc. And I think that'll be good enough to go, and we'll just kind of top
Okay.
it off there.
Okay, so for the book Born to Star at Amazon.com, just type in Born to Star Kramars, so that you get right to the book. That's where you can buy it. It's no longer on our website for sale. And then for the story pitching course, go to intelliversity.org and then look for the courses, and the Born to Star courses are there. And
Why
you can, yeah.
Why don't you spell IntelliVersity
Yeah.
in case
Yeah,
people
sure.
get stuck?
INTELLIVERSITY.org.
Excellent. Excellent.
It's a Delaware
Okay.
nonprofit.
Okay, excellent. And again, I'm Bob Holt Friedenthal. If you're interested in having an interview, I love doing these. I started them about 14 months ago, and I've done about 200 of them. And I was really surprised about how many people were viewing these. And I don't put this out as a podcast. What we typically do is send them out to people's LinkedIn accounts, do it as a post, that kind of stuff. It's all about visibility today, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
It's a part of it.
Yep.
It's part
Yep.
of it. You don't want you don't want too much negative visibility. I mean,
Yeah.
I admire him in many ways, but Elon, he's proven over and over again how important a second in command is. The right second in command, because when he tries to do stuff on his own, like take over Twitter, it can be a big cluster, you know.
Yep.
But
Yep.
it'll be interesting. Yeah.
All right. So I'm done.
Yep.
You know, let's tap this thing off and see how good it looks.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Enjoyed
Okay.
meeting you. Thank you.
Talk to you. Bye.
Bye-bye.